Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Friday night live session here on the Non-Way. We're again very happy to be here. The three of us just finished off a really wonderful healthcare management conference just a few minutes ago, and so it was a bit of a rush for us, but we definitely did not want to miss this session and coming on live and talking about things that mean so much to us and are so close to our hearts and something that we want to work on in our future, in our present. So yes, we just wrapped up our healthcare conference, and then here we are with you guys, and we brought again a very profound and a very close to our hearts. I believe it's close to everybody's hearts. A beautiful topic, gratitude. And since we're a wellness forum, last week we were talking about keywords of reflection and expression. So tonight we're going to be talking about the essence, the beauty, the power of gratitude, like what it is that gratitude means, and what does it do when you're grateful, what power or impact it has, what blessings does it bring, and what is it that because it's also a new age word. We all hear it all the time on the media, on this, with our therapists. If anybody has had the experience of therapy, on podcasts with your coaches, mentors talking and using that word a lot. If you read books, self development books. So here we are. This is a new age word, gratitude. But really, let's talk about what is it that gratitude means and what does it mean to be grateful. So yeah, girls, what is it to be grateful? What is gratitude like? And let's talk about it. Hamza?
Gratitude is basically trying to pause life for a minute and trying to count all you have. To me, I think that's what gratitude is. Often in the daily rut, in our struggles, in our in our run to try and catch up with things, and especially nowadays when everybody has so much and some people don't have much at all, or the inequalities that exist, it's very easy for us to forget that what we do have. It's easier for us to look at other people and decide, this person has this much and this person has that much, and here's where I'm at. So we need once in a while a chance to reflect on what all we have, what's around us, and think about it and be grateful for it. So having a sense of awareness of it and practicing some gratefulness, I think that's what gratitude is to me.
Great.
That's
That's so
very
true.
beautiful.
Yes.
Yes.
So Misha, shed some
Okay.
more light on the meaning of gratitude.
Like sitting over here and talking to you too is also that I'm grateful for. And
Thank you.
being
Forgive me.
and creating this
Yeah.
space and people watching this is also a very big blessing that I'm thankful for at this moment. As for example, there's so many opportunities in life that we need to find, and we need to look at them and to stop that. Oh, like wait a moment, this is something that is very grateful person can have, and I'm having it. And sometimes we just ignore it. The blessings are everywhere in like we are highly privileged people. We have food to eat, we have water to drink, we have bed to sleep on. This is what gratitude it is, just to be mindful and be thankful of the little things that we have in life, and be kind to others in order to reinculcate the gratitude in others' lives as well. So it's all about receiving and taking. So and giving. So stop, look, and observe, and spread gratitude.
That is so beautiful. I want to repeat that because that is really the essence, I feel, when you are being grateful, and that is the essence of gratitude, receiving and giving.
Giving.
So that is what the essence and the soul of gratitude is about. And yes, and I agree that gratitude to me, and when I was reading about it, and I came across various definitions, and most of them it's it's very much like you're saying, it is really being mindful and pausing and looking around, and it is being in a state of appreciation and acknowledgement of your blessings, right? What you have, and rather than looking at what you don't have. So that, and gratitude obviously is a very powerful emotion, and there's a lot of research that's going into it, and a lot of psychologists now, a lot of therapists, they use the practice of gratitude alongside their counseling, and it really helps. Because I was reading about the clinical results, like what does it really do? Like, is it just a word? Is it just like fad? Like,
Exactly.
what is it? Like, because you really think about it, that honestly, like, what is it? And then I was reading through clinical researches, and the latest sort of practice in clinical psychology and therapy is that they have researched and they've seen the effects of brain and emotional well-being, and it has some absolutely powerful positive results. So gratitude in its essence is appreciation, counting your blessings, being happy with what you have, and like you said, it's taking, receiving, and then giving with kindness to the universe. And you
Exactly.
acknowledge, whatever the universe has given so much, you try and return that with kindness. So that is what gratitude is, and it's a
And
beautiful, yeah,
also it is just practicing without any monetization. Like
yeah,
it's something that you have, that you don't want to monetize. You just have to be receiving and just have to be giving, like so selflessly. It's such an altruistic behavior. So you just have to be there at the moment and find out that thank you, thank you for
Giving
all
in
that.
itself, like, yeah.
that is so true, Misha. And when you just since you when brought that up, and I was talking about the reading that I was doing, I want to bring this up as well. And I was quite amazed that when I was reading on about what because there's research that not only does it generate like feelings of positivity and feelings of pleasantness and feelings of well-being physiologically, like inside your body, but also structurally affects your changes your brain. So when I was reading that, there were two groups of people that they did experiment on, and one they were basically two groups were made benefactors, like people who they was told to just donate, right? One group was a group that was donating just out of no agenda, no cause, no motivation, right? Just out of gratitude, right? And the other group was doing it out of some kind of agenda or guilt, right? They were feeling bad about something, so they felt like they have to do that charity. And when they were both compared, their brain structure compared, the endorphin release and the neuronal activity in their brain was seen to be much higher in a group that was doing it without any cause, out of gratitude. So I was amazed. Like I was literally amazed that wow, like so that is how powerful it is. And like you're saying, like it doesn't need to be monetized.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
that is really beautiful, I think. But
So
like
adding to
having
that,
said that, yeah, please do ahead. Go ahead.
so adding to that, see, gratitude, it brings out two things. You get in the way Misha mentioned that showing altruism there. It works in two ways. Number one, it assures you that you feel full enough to give out, because it's very self-assuring in a certain way that it creates a little feedback over there that I have something to give. When you feel that, it's working in one way to empower you that hey, I can give out to people. At the same time, it is working out there and making you feel grateful that hey, I have this opportunity here where I thought that I have nothing in life. I have an opportunity to give. So no wonder gratitude in the sense of altruism is an amazing point Misha added, and an excellent point there.
Yeah.
So this is something really
That
amazing.
Yeah. Now, again, since we talk about gratitude, and like I said, it's also sort of a conventional term that has come in, and everybody talks about it, right? You have a problem, or you go into therapy, or you go to a coach, or you even pick up a self-help book. The word comes up, comes up, comes up, comes up, and then one is left really, really thinking hard that what is this gratitude that they're talking about? And we've talked quite at length about it. But now moving on, so what are the various ways of practicing gratitude? Like, um, there's so many ways, right? You can do it in several different ways. But how do you, from a personal perspective, I want you guys to share, because where this is something that's very close to our heart, wellness and well-being, and at the same time, we're healthcare managers as well, and we want to sort of give out tips and help people who are watching us through this platform.
Exactly.
So, personal perspective, uh, you know, Hamza, how do you practice, or how would you suggest one to practice gratitude on a daily basis?
Uh, Thank you, Roxana. Um, for one thing, I think having a conversation with another person and you both deciding what you're grateful about in life for, they're sharing what they're grateful about, you sharing what you're grateful about, gives you an insight as to, how much you have and how much you have that somebody else wouldn't and how much they have is a very good way of going about it. You could write down your blessings too. Lately, I'd like to share a little experience of mine coming to terms with gratitude myself. It's very easy for us to forget about gratitude in our day-to-day lives because life is a struggle. Let's just normalize that fact that it's not all going to be roses and it's not going to be all blooms, and that's the normal way about life. It's how we handle all of these situations that make life better and make wellness happen for us. So gratitude is one of those ways. And lately, a friend of mine decided to make that little pause in my life and in my struggle, and she shared that what I hear you that you are in pain right now because we all have our bits of pain here and there, and so do I. So she's like, I hear you here, but this is how I see your life. And she acknowledged just so much about my life that I realized that I really needed to sit and be thankful about. She said, you're a person who has been gifted with some capabilities there. You have an opportunity in the form of this particular forum that we have to be able to share light to other things. At the same time, you have this, you have that, and several other little things that I was quite easily forgot about. So
Yes.
I think one way to practice gratitude, the lesson that I got is that always share another person's blessings with them to remind them that they have something to be grateful for in a way that it helps them feel a lot better about their life and it helps them become better. So I think that's gratitude for me, and the acknowledgement and the constant reminder of, hey, little is more, little is more, little is more, because what's little to you is definitely more to somebody else. A 100 rupee note might not mean something to you, but given to somebody out there, let's say an errand person, an errand boy or girl, it would make their day. So that's how it goes around. And you have to be grateful for that little 100 rupee note that you had, which was definitely more for somebody else, and the opportunity to give it away.
Yeah, that
Very
is
nicely
correct.
explained.
And that's very important. That's very important talking point that you just brought up. And I guess like what you meant, it's important to have a kind of community or support system. I mean, the way that I see it, you have to have a support system, or a group of friends, or maybe a community, something that you join, some
Yeah,
circle, some supportive mechanism that helps you in your hard times. And talking to, like we were talking in our last episode, the importance of expression. So, sharing your difficulties or sharing your negativity or challenges, and then whoever you trust to be your mentor, like in your case, it was a friend. So, that is very important, and that could really help with gratitude, having that kind of support system. And I'm so
yeah.
glad that you have it, and we have it within us, the three of us.
That's
And
something
this,
to be grateful for. That's something to
yes,
practice gratitude about.
and this forum that we set up is literally like something that was birthed out of that love and friendship. So again, this is something that we are definitely truly grateful for. And you're so right; it's so easy to forget about the little blessings, right? Because when you in life, like you said, it's a rat race, it's a mad race, it's a marathon, however you put it, and you run past one goal to the other, and you forget about how you have reached so many goals already and how well you did. But this next thing that is hindering you, or this next obstacle, or if you're failing at it, or if you feel like you're failing, you will forget about all the good work that you put in. And it's very important every now and then to check in with yourself and give yourself a pat on the shoulder and be like, okay, listen, look at what I've done. And this is just this challenge, and it's not the end of the world. So that is also one way of looking at gratitude. To not make things the end of the world, and it's not easy. But yes, nothing is the end of the world until you are alive and until. So Misha, coming to you, and I know that you are a morning person. So please, and I know you get share with us what practice
So I
gratitude.
start I start my day with praying. Praying up at 4. I start my day by praying Tahajjud and be thankful for all that I have. And that's the best medicine. And that's the best medicine. It's like it gives you a very positive feeling and it has a meditating effect. And after that, I sit for an hour and I reflect on and I start thinking of the blessing that I have. And this just like sitting there for a while and being thankful that I have this space. And also after that, I practice giving in the first podcast of this episode, say wellness series, I mentioned that I feed birds. This is I also like every day I go up and feed them. It's just a part of being
That is
grateful
so
for and
wonderful.
being thankful that I am there for them, and this is I'm being grateful for that I'm the chosen one for that. So this is how the act of giving is also uh, a type of gratitude for me, and praying is the number one thing that it gives me comfort and the number one meditation for everything. So
That is so
how we
beautiful.
can
About you feeding the pigeon, and really, I think that is so wonderful, and that is such a beautiful expression of love, kindness, gratitude. But coming back to your point of prayer, it's really true. And one thing that I feel that I think gratitude, no matter what culture, religion, or
yeah it's it
school of thought you belong to, doesn't matter. But I think gratitude is very intimately, very sort of closely linked and connected with spirituality, right? And Western
yes
spirituality. And you cannot feel gratitude until you, you feel that spiritual sort of connection with something around you. We say it's God, somebody can say it's a higher being, a life force, universe, whatever. So it definitely is a very spiritual feeling, and that is why it's also not easy to achieve that sense of gratitude. But it's important to because I struggle with this honestly, and this is something that I struggle with and I think about a lot. So one of the things that and I'm a thinker. Like my mind is constantly on, which is why I found lately that it is very important for someone like me to meditate, to pause, because I
yeah
have too
what you
much
can
going on. My brain is constantly thinking and constantly like on. But this is something that I think about a lot. That
can I add
yes,
into
I know
it?
what gratitude. Yes,
Can I
yes. Go
add
ahead.
into it whether you are sharing that it's hard for us to meditate and sometimes it's not a practice for everyone to pray in the morning, and so just thanking counting your blessings in your mind every day. Like I'm grateful for these blessings. I'm grateful for my children. I'm grateful for the house. I'm grateful for anything that makes me happy. I'm grateful for the way I breathe. So I'm grateful that this day is all mine. So, and counting that and
Yeah,
making a mental note to yourself and thanking that is also a good practice if you don't have time. Take just take time, take a moment, and mentally thank yourself and the people that are in your life and thank the God. Because while I was preparing for it, and as we were discussing before this live session, that how are we practicing then, and it's in every religion. So everyone starts their day with gratitude just by writing it down. Everyone has their own kind of practices. So it's all about that how you start counting the little things that makes your life and a
Yes,
happy life.
absolutely,
Well,
absolutely.
since we're talking
In
about different ways of
every,
that,
yeah.
so one of the strongest recommended ways that I know of and that I've you know read up about, and I know for a fact that it's something that even you should go and get into therapy and psychology. So it's journaling, like you're saying. So it's keeping a gratitude journal, any kind of diary or a journal where let's say you can't do it every day, you do it week wise, right? And you count your
Yes,
blessings. You literally like write down things that I'm grateful for, things that I appreciate. And what that does is that it literally brings your, like I was saying, like I think a lot, I'm a thinker. But what that does when I start writing in my gratitude journal, and especially if I'm distressed or if something is worrying me or if I'm having anxiety, it literally like turns my entire thought process, which was focused on the external environment, my home stresses, work stresses, children stresses, world stresses, COVID stresses. It literally makes you pause and turn every thought inside of you. And so you go back and turn inwards, and then you really go into your world, in a world, and you say, and it brings focus. And then you really, as
yes,
you're writing, you're like, oh my God, yes, I'm thankful today that I'm alive. I'm thankful that I'm normal. I'm thankful that I don't have COVID. I'm thankful that I'm safe. I'm thankful that there's no war. I'm not caught up in a war-struck region. I'm thankful that I'm not suffering from an ailment. And literally, like when you go inwards, you forget about what you were worrying about, which was money. I don't have time. My friend is upset with me. My personal issues, and you start literally from the point that I'm thankful for being alive. I'm thankful for every breath. I'm thankful to have my parents. I'm thankful for the universe. I'm thankful for. So it really is a powerful, powerful exercise. So I would highly recommend keeping a gratitude journal. And
yes.
again, like your prayer is again. But if
And
you
also,
can't,
Dr. Sana, the strategy you have explained is also backed by research. So there are a number of researches that I've been
yes,
studying over the day that people were given exercises to write a gratitude
yes,
letter every week, and the results were quite amazing. So this
yes,
intervention not only increased their happiness but their focus and it gave meaning to
yes,
their life just by writing thank you notes.
yes,
So
yes, and that is the setup I was saying.
Absolutely.
But this is something
But
that
in
I've
fact,
personally.
I'd like to mention something here. I have a friend of mine who makes an Insta story every day about the things she's grateful for, and she is probably on the 100th, 200th thing she's grateful for today. So people could do that. Have one thing that you're grateful for, at least one thing every day, and you could see it piling onto the many things you need to be grateful for, and go back, read it over and over again, and it's a nice reminder to reflect on about what you have.
Also you can do start practicing it in your relationships. People who are in the relationship, they can start thanking each they can start be thankful about their loved ones, that these are the qualities that I'm we are happy about them. And if you start writing one quality every day, by the 10th day you will get tired, but with like when you gradually goes up to the 20th day, you'll have to work hard. So like
Excellent.
why I'm thankful for that person. Like I can write three, but
Yeah, that is true. And but it's amazing because
Let's go to point.
when you reflect inwards and when you start talking about gratitude for yourself, not someone else, the list just goes on. It's amazing. You just
yes,
keep
yes,
writing.
It's really,
So
it's quite a point you've
gratitude
added there. It's quite a point
is
you've added there, Misha.
yeah.
yeah,
If I was to write
because
about
I because I watched
yeah,
this thing in Dr. Mark Leonard's show the other day. He did a podcast, and he and Becky were talking about this relationship thing, and they were writing. The Becky said that they had highlighted. She was writing about Dr. Mark's qualities that that she was happy about. Okay, by the 10th day, she really had to think hard, and they had Dr. Mark up. I really need to step up my game. She if you think. But, and he also mentioned that that not only made him a better person, but also evolved their relationship together, because that board was in front of the wall every day, because when he comes home he sees the word that, oh my god, she's happy about this thing, to see me. Because people have a lot to banish
Aw,
about somebody they're not happy about, but they have very limited words for someone to feel good about. So this is a great
absolutely.
exercise for your brain to think about that. I love that person, but I have never thought about what are the qualities that make me fall in love with that person. And this is the same thing Simon Sinek says, that the
Exactly.
little things makes us fall in love with anyone. It's not just about your wife or your spouse. It's about your
Absolutely.
siblings. It's about your parents. But we are
Be
never
about your
trained to do
work
that.
as well. By the way, it could be with your work as well, right? Like if you're
Yes.
unhappy at work, and if your if you're like having one of those days, or if you're having any kind of challenge, some colleague has irritated you, if you're having a tough time with your boss, it could be. I mean, that is something that is limitless, and you can inject it into every aspect of your life. And but the important thing to remember is the importance of practicing gratitude. And I guess, like, our to kind of summarize the tips. So you could, I think for me, the most powerful tool has been keeping a gratitude journal. And the way that I do it, I don't manage to do it every day, but I make it a point to at least sit down every week. And then there are days where I'm motivated to get back and do it almost every other day. And I think where now the other thing that I wanted to come to is that, like I was talking about it earlier, that what I struggle with, it need to be gratitude. Like, it's very easy to be grateful, and you become obviously naturally happy when things are going well in your life, right? You got that promotion, you found a great relationship, or something good happened in your personal life. Your child got it, got great grades or whatever. It's very easy to be grateful then, and you quickly count your blessings. But really, what is it like to then harness that skill and that power of gratitude when you are in the lows, when you feel, and it seems to you that, look, oh my God, like, life is going against me. How do you get those thoughts? Although, there are these sayings that, and I really believe that, life happens for us, not to us. And that
Yes.
again is a gratitude kind of thought, or gratitude. That no matter what happens to you in your life, do not think that life is happening to you or against you. Life is happening for you.
For you.
So
Yes.
those moments, because we're all
Absolutely.
humans and our psyche
Absolutely.
tends to be very fragile. How do we
Also,
then harness this power of gratitude?
Okay. Yeah. I Okay. Are you gonna go, Misha, or am I gonna go?
no, you go first. I was adding some other point. I'll add later.
All
So
right.
it will break the
Coming to
flow
your
of the thought.
question as to yeah, coming to your question as to how we can harness this habit is adding on to what Mishra said initially. First things first, when you start practicing gratitude or want to decide to make it a habit, make a decision that you're not going to take things in life for granted. I think when you take moments for granted, when you take things you have for granted, when you take your relationships for granted, is when it's easy to lose track of gratitude. When you make a decision that today and following days, I'm going to start not taking the things I have, whether they're these moments, they're these opportunities, whether they're these relationships I have, or this beautiful person in my life, or these beautiful people in my life, or this particular job that I have, I'm not going to take it for granted. Once you
Yeah.
make that decision, it automatically becomes a lot easier. Like, for example, your coworker is irritates you for a little one moment. It's very easy for us when we work together, given we're all very different people, we might not work in the same ways, and it's quite possible that you might come to a point of disagreement, or you might come to a moot point, something or the other. But in that little moment, this is where gratitude counts. Suddenly realizing that, hey, it's not like this person's not on my side there. That other day they support me in this particular aspect too. They do this for me. The minute you decide that you're not going to take a person for granted in your lives, and the fact that they have something to do with your life, or a moment, let's say, for example, like I'll mention the tragedy that we recently went through as a family. I can't imagine how grateful I feel for this person we had in our lives and the fact
Yeah.
that they were adding so much value to it. And every moment that they made easier for us, whether it's running a bit of a grocery errand, whether that's anything of the sort. So these are little moments that you have to be grateful for. My groceries are delivered to my doorstep, or the fact that I didn't have to go and feel tired to run all the way and get something like that. So once you make a constant decision in your life that, hey, I'm not going to take anything for granted, is where gratitude begins. And I think this is one way of trying to get into the habit of harnessing have gratitude habitually, actually.
One
That's
another way is also that's a very good way to harness gratitude. Also, there is another way to practice kindness. Being kind for anyone for no reason, even just a smile, can make anyone's day better. So,
absolutely.
being kind to anyone, even when you go to a restaurant, being kind to your waiter, like the person who is serving you, being kind to taking their names and thanking them for their services is also kind. Like acknowledging someone's, like the staff's thing, even your friends are doing the little things that you haven't asked for, thanking them often can also turn anybody's days around. So just do the little act. You can, by the end of the day, give a chocolate to someone you really wanted to thank for no reason. It quite turned their draggy day around. So
Absolutely.
these are the
Gratitude
all
is
the
gratitude brings out kindness, and you're right. That and that's why they say that appreciation of your present moment and
yeah.
taking it and giving with kindness to the universe. And of course, that means being kind. And I think gratitude is such a beautiful, such a spiritual, and such a powerful. I don't know if it's an emotion or if it's a complex of emotions or if it's some kind of a spiritual kind of energy. And there's a lot of debate about that. But whatever this feeling or this mindset, it could be a mindset. And I feel it is more when you practice that, you kind of feel it in your mind as well as your body. But it makes you positive immediately and naturally, and then you start being kind, you start being positive, you start being reassuring, you start being helpful, you start being appreciative towards your colleagues, your friends, your family. So that's so important. And you're right about the kindness thing. So the other thing that I wanted to bring up is, now there we've talked about the different tips to practice gratitude and what it is
Yeah.
to mean gratitude, what gratitude means. And then when we're depressed and in our lows, how hard is it to practice gratitude? And the girls have come up with, I guess it starts from making it a habit, right? You don't wait for the time that you are depressed or you're in the lows. If you're consistently working and practicing on it, on being grateful, then it's just a kind of a mechanism, a default mechanism that has already, started in your system. And come in that moment of the low, you're already practicing gratitude. So that is why I guess consistency in the practice of gratitude. And that is why so many people believe in the power of meditation because, and I personally do feel that meditation, and it could be in the form of prayer, it could be just meditating with yourself in a more kind of religious way, whatever. Like
Or
meditation, I
thoughts, or
feel is
thoughts.
such other than a gratitude journal. When you just sit and when you pause and close your eyes, or you don't close your eyes, but you just shut your mind, and when you start looking inwards in the universe that surrounds you, so much gratitude follows and gushes. So gratitude is indeed something that we must practice. And like I said earlier on, like the latest intervention that has been made in clinical psychology to get better and more effective and faster results, so that therapists are highly advocating and pushing and sort of not pushing but counseling their clients to practice gratitude. And there was a whole research that showed how, like I said, it changed brain structure. So yes, this is, and there's a way I really liked this saying that I heard of Buddha's, which was, you will never live fully until you appreciate what you already have.
Yes.
So, like I was talking about, like life is a marathon. But if you keep sort of just getting bogged down by what you can't have, what you can't achieve, or what you failed at, I mean, I'd like to say that what has failed you, because again, I'm a believer of kind of talking positively and empowering your thoughts. So now what I do is that instead of me saying that I wasn't good at it, I would just say, you know what, this didn't work out for me, this failed me, I'm going to try with a different strategy. But instead of kind of, getting upset and being ungrateful, and we should always look back for all we have and look around for all we have and for all we've done.
Yes.
So, yeah, anything else you guys
That's the thing. That's the thing. People want to try and chase achievements. What they fail to understand is that that sense of achievement is a practice of gratitude itself. Thinking,
Yeah.
sitting down, and being grateful for the fact that hey, I did this. I was able to do this. So that is an achievement in itself too. And for example, you won't be able to achieve anything if you don't pause and set your life for a bit, calm down for a bit and
Yes.
come to yourself and talk to yourself and ask yourself, what did I do? Did I do something? I mean, I'm trying all my best to get somewhere, but where am I at right now? That little sense of achievement in itself is gratitude, and in itself is a practice of gratitude. So, if you want to achieve something, probably think about the fact that you might have something you that gives you a sense of achievement right now. So, I feel like
Yes.
that's one way to go about this.
And
Yes.
to
And
finish
very
this,
important. No, just an
oh yeah,
last
yeah.
thought that I want to say is that, one thing that will immediately, what brings gratitude is to remember. And I do that and I always start in my journal. I always start with this line, and it really helps me that you are the creator. You are. I mean, of course, we have been created, but you are the creator of your life in the sense that
Yes,
you can do anything. Nothing can
absolutely.
stop you. And another thing that I want to talk before we finish is the COVID. The pandemic. We aren't we so grateful that we have survived it? Thank God. We are grateful for our life, for our health. The COVID and this coronavirus and the pandemic has really, really, it was a scare, right? And it made you
Yeah,
grateful for life, for health. And every
For
day
health.
you have the number of cases going up. You look around, you hear about your own family, your extended family, in your friends, their loved ones passing away. And aren't we so grateful that we are safe, we're protected? So this entire pandemic, I feel, is
and the
is
ones and the
literally,
ones watching us and the ones watching us who've been afflicted with it and have come so far and grown stronger from that, and I continue to do that every day. That's a moment of gratitude as well. That
yes, and this
this
entire
is nice.
pandemic
This is good.
itself is a lesson for
Yes.
practicing gratitude. One must be grateful for every single day and every single breath, because really, hasn't the pandemic just told you and said to you and kind of set the reality straight for us? Like, we were also deluded. We all were such control freaks. We all thought that life is in our control, our
Yeah,
relationships are in our job is in our control, but actually nothing is in our control. The pandemic brought everything to a standstill, and we are literally faced with uncertainty. We don't know when it's going to go away. We don't
yeah.
know who it's going to afflict next. We don't know how our lives might change. So I think this pandemic has been such a great gratitude sort of teacher. It's really taught us to be grateful for life,
To
for every
for a
day,
lot of
every
things that we took for a lot of things that we took for granted, and we had to realize that hey, uh, we have it better than a lot of things. Likewise, I'd like to add to that that there are people who might not have an opportunity to be grateful for some things that you do. In that moment, you have the opportunity to create those moments for them. If
Yeah.
you have a little privilege in you, if there's something you're privileged about, please use it to share goodness and share wellness and create those moments of gratitude for other people over there, whether it's feeding someone, whether it's lending them something, whether it's helping them out in some way, whether it's lending a kind word there, or like you said, Misha, a smile is the least charity that one could do. So please use your privilege in terms of the many moments of gratitude that you have to share little moments of gratitude with everybody around. And that's one way to go about it as well and get enough going.
Yes,
And
that's so true. That is so true. And with this, I think we're going to wrap up our session tonight of gratitude. I hope you guys
yes,
really enjoyed, or we managed to
had
give away something useful, something helpful here. But yes, we must remember to be grateful for every single breath, every single moment, and remember to stay in our present moment and be grateful for all our blessings because we're truly blessed with every single one of us.
On that note, I'll add a beautiful quote: enjoy the little things, for one day you may look back and realize that they were the big things. So,
Absolutely.
enjoy every little bit moment in your life. And on that note, we're signing off.
And we're very
We
grateful to all of you for joining us.
Yes,
Yes, and we will be
gratitude
coming
and
back.
thank you and have a great weekend. See you next week.
Yeah, see you next week.
Signing
On
off.
that note, Allah, bye bye.